I am very happy to know that the Electronics Department of Shaheen Anchor Kutch Engineering College is starting internship program from 20th May 2020 onwards on IoT and IoT interfacing boards. In this tough time, when the students have to learn, it is said that the learning shall never stop. And I congratulate the Department of Electronics Engineering of our college and the coordinators to having been thought of such a novel program, and the successful execution of the same is completely different way altogether. It is of the first of its kind that such initiative is being taken by the college and department of having an online internship. The program has received an overwhelming response from the students. This shows that the program is going to deliver a quality content, including the practical knowledge through the videos and different modes of learning that will be the different tools that will be demonstrated within these days of internship, and students will learn different way, different things, and different implementation strategies of IoT, and it will be useful for that career. I wish all the best to all the students who have been joining this program, and the top 2 teams will be rewarded for that outstanding performance. I wish all the best to all the students and hope that this internship program will match to their expectation and achieve the goal as planned. God bless you all. Thank you.
I, Dr. Shubha Subramaniam, HOD, Shaheen Anchor Kutch Engineering College, Mumbai, welcomes you all for this 2-week internship program on IoT and Interfacing Board starting from 20th May 2020 to 31st May 2020. Our principal sir, Dr. Bhavesh Patel, always insists on practical learning. Via this internship, his dreams may come true. I really thank subject management and principal sir for giving us this opportunity to conduct this program fully online. Learning is a continuous process beyond the situations and age also. We have here Professor Santosh Kamble, who is a very highly dedicated and a hardworking personality and expertise in IoT field here to conduct this workshop. Along with him, we have Professor Priyanka Singh, who is also an expertise in industrial system design and done and worked on various design tools, are also here to conduct this workshop. I request all my students to be regular and dedicated towards this workshop. Every day, try to attend the workshop and give quiz as well as the test also. By doing this, you will learn many things and knowledge will also help you. Hard work and dedication both are the keys to success. By doing this workshop, your knowledge will increase and you will be able to face the real industrial world. And this pandemic COVID situation, we have worked together and come up with this idea to help the students in learning about many things. So all my students, stay home, stay safe and learn more. Good luck. Thank you.
Good morning. I am Santosh Kamble, Professor, Electronics Department, SAKEC, Mumbai. First of all, I thank you, our management, for giving us permission to conduct internship on IoT. Also, I am thankful to our principal sir, Dr. Bhavesh Patel sir, for giving permission to conduct the internship. Also, I am thankful to our HOD, Professor Shubha ma'am, for giving permission to conduct this internship program. Now, we are taking this internship for 2 weeks. First of all, I will give brief introduction about this 2-week summer internship program. In this, we are taking IoT interfacing boards. So first board is Arduino, then Node MCU, then Raspberry Pi, and again we are covering new topic PLC, Programmable Logic Control, which is used for automation. So first 3 sessions are conducted by Professor Santosh Kamble, and PLC session is conducted by Miss Priyanka Singh. So we'll start our first session, that is IoT. So what is IoT? IoT, the Internet of Things. The full form of IoT is Internet of Things. Actually, it is network of physical objects, device, vehicles, buildings, other items, sensors. So all these sensors are physically interconnected through internet. So Internet of Things means IoT. In simple format, IoT means from any time, any place connectivity for anything. So for any time connections, 24/7 you can have connections. Any place, there is no limitation for place, and anything means physical parameter, mechanical parameter, you can monitor, control. So if any system has any time connection, any place connection, and anything connection, then that system is known as IoT. So nowadays IoT is used everywhere. So it is in wearable, we are using smartwatch. In smartwatch we can monitor health parameter. Again there is smart refrigerator. Without opening the refrigerator you can monitor the status of temperature, status of fruits, etc. Again healthcare. Nowadays in COVID-19 this IoT system plays very important role, because the doctor cannot go directly towards patient, but if you use IoT system you can monitor the temperature, you can monitor the health parameter without going towards patient. So patient is on bed and doctor is far away from that patient, and he can monitor all parameters. So this is the best application of IoT. In this workshop we are designing some projects, some systems for COVID-19, like automatic sanitizer, etc. So we'll see it afterwards. So IoT is everywhere. Even it can be implemented in our home. You can control light, fan, etc. using IoT system. So this application is very useful at day-to-day life. So we are designing some systems which will control the parameters at home. Okay, so we are dealing with IoT interfacing boards. So there are n number of boards, but we are dealing only in 3 boards. So first board is Arduino Uno. So this is Arduino Uno board. Then second board is Node MCU, and third board is Raspberry Pi. Okay, so third board is Raspberry Pi. Now IoT interfacing board. If we compare these boards, we cannot use direct Arduino Uno. So this is my Arduino Uno. You cannot use directly. With Arduino Uno we have to use Wi-Fi transceiver. So this is Wi-Fi transceiver. Then Node MCU. This is my Node MCU. Node MCU, it has Arduino and Wi-Fi. So no need to use extra Wi-Fi module. And this is Raspberry Pi. This is credit card size computer. You can connect keyboard, monitor, Wi-Fi, etc. to this Raspberry Pi. Now we'll compare this. The cost of Arduino Uno is very less. It is minimum 300 to 400 rupees. Cost of Node MCU is also 300 to 400. The cost of Raspberry Pi is minimum 3000 rupees. So Raspberry Pi is costly. If you see the languages used for these boards, Arduino Uno and Node MCU uses C or C++ language, whereas Raspberry Pi requires Python language. For electronics engineering students, C and C++ is simple as compared to Python. But for computer IT students, Python is their syllabus language, so it is easy for them to use Python. So generally electronics student uses Arduino Uno and Node MCU, and computer students are referring Raspberry Pi. Now each these three devices has different features. Our today's session is Arduino Uno. So I will explain the theory about Arduino Uno. So our today's session is Arduino Uno. This is my Arduino board. So before starting our Arduino board, we have to see some basic prerequisition, because in our workshop the students are from FE also, so they don't know microcontroller etc. So first of all we will see some basic and then we'll start our Arduino Uno session. So basic, general purpose microprocessor system. In general purpose microprocessor system there is CPU, there is RAM, there is ROM, there is input output port, there is timer, there is serial COM port. These all blocks are different. These all blocks are not connected to each other. So you have to connect these blocks to each other, you have to connect these devices to each other, and for that you have to use wires. The bunch of wires is known as bus. If that bus carries data signal, then it is known as data bus, and if that carries address, then it is known as address bus, and if it carries control signal, then it is control bus. So bus means bunch of wire, and if that carries data, data bus, if carries address, address bus, if carries control signal, control bus. So there are three types of buses. So these all blocks are separate. This is known as general purpose microprocessor system. The cost of this system is minimum 5,000 rupees. But if you combine these all blocks in single block, like CPU, RAM, ROM, timer, input output, timer and serial COM port, then it is known as microcontroller. So microcontroller has everything in single IC. So microcontroller has some advantages, like first advantage is cost. Its cost is too less, minimum 50 rupees. Second main advantage, size reduction. All components are integrated in single IC, therefore the size is reduced. So nowadays microcontroller is very popular. So microcontroller, what is microcontroller? So microcontroller is entire microcomputer manufactured on single chip. So there are different types of microcontrollers. Your first microcontroller is 8051 or 89C51 series. Then new microcontroller is developed, PEAK series, peripheral interface control microcontroller. PEAK microcontroller becomes very popular because it is available according to customer requirement. For example, if anyone wants to control only vehicle, so 6-pin microcontroller is available. Vehicle matlab robotic car. Vehicle means robotic car. So only 6-pin microcontroller is available. If anybody want to measure only temperature or analog parameter, then ADC plus microcontroller is available. If you want to control speed of motor, then microcontroller plus PWM IC is available. So according to customer requirement, microcontroller is available in PEAK series. Therefore PEAK series become very famous. The popularity of PEAK series, new microcontroller is developed, AVR. So what AVR microcontroller does, it has everything in single IC, like it has ADC, it has DAC, it has PWM, it has digital input output, everything is a single IC. So this is third category, AVR series. These three categories, 8051, PEAK, AVR, are 8-bit microcontroller. 8-bit microcontroller means at a time it will operate only on 8 bits. So again new microcontroller is developed, that is ARM processor. Nowadays every mobile uses ARM processor. It is 16-bit or 32-bit. Again new microcontroller is developed, that microcontroller is Raspberry Pi. So it is credit card size computer. Actually it is microprocessor, it is credit card size computer. Now so there are different types of microcontroller / microprocessor like 8051, PEAK, AVR, ARM, Raspberry Pi. If you observe, there is no Arduino microcontroller. So Arduino is not microcontroller. Arduino is not microcontroller. It is development board using AVR. Development board using AVR. AVR series microcontroller has everything in single IC, but it is not popular due to its complexity. It is very complicated, therefore AVR is not famous. But Arduino is very famous. So we'll see why Arduino is famous. So first, what is Arduino? Arduino is an open source electronics prototype platform based on flexible, easy to use hardware and software. Open source. What is the meaning of open source? Open source means there is no need to take permission of anyone to use this. It is flexible, means you can change the pins easily. You can change the hardware and software easily. Its software is also open source. From Arduino.cc website you can download the software. Again, why we are using Arduino? Inexpensive. Its cost is less than 500. If you make your own Arduino, its cost is only 200 rupees. Second, cross platform IDE. IDE, what is the meaning of IDE? So IDE is integrated development environment. For any microcontroller you require some softwares, like first is editor, which is used to write the program, assembler, which is used to convert assembly language into machine language, compiler, which is used to convert C language into machine language, debugger, which is used to find out the errors, linker, which is used to link various files, simulator, which is used to simulate the hardware output without real hardware, programmer, which is used to load your program into microcontroller. So these are different softwares. If you combine these softwares, if you integrate these softwares in single software, then that software is known as IDE. So IDE means integrated development environment. So it is the combination of all softwares in single software. Now Arduino IDE operates on Windows operating system, Mac operating system, Linux operating system. So you can use this in any OS. So it is cross-platform IDE. And third reason is open source IDE and extensions. Open source IDE, from Arduino.cc website you can download Arduino IDE. And open source extensions means it's all programs, it's all libraries are free of cost. Extensions means program. So due to this Arduino become famous. Now the Arduino software is written into C++ and it is processed in Java. These are the 5 persons who has developed Arduino. The main feature of Arduino is its libraries. The libraries are free of cost and they are ready-made. So it is very easy to do the programming. These 5 people has done the library, and due to these 5 people, anyone, the person who can read or write English can write the code for Arduino. So 6th standard, 7th standard students are also write the code for Arduino. So it becomes fun for them. So as these small students are doing the coding, we are engineers, so we will also do the coding, and we will do the coding for advanced like IoT. So we start our session Arduino. So there are different types of Arduinos. So first is Arduino Uno. So this is my Arduino Uno. Second is Arduino Mega. So this is my Arduino Mega. Then Arduino Nano. This is my Arduino Nano. Then next Arduino Lilypad. This is my Arduino Lilypad. Then Boardino. We can make on breadboard. Then do it yourself Arduino, DIY Arduino. So it's this Arduino, DIY Arduino, do it yourself Arduino. So I had designed this DIY Arduino. DIY Arduino is very useful for students, because if they are making their project on Arduino, they cannot use ready-made Arduino board. So they have to design their own Arduino board. So in next sessions, I am teaching you how to design your own Arduino board. So if you make your own Arduino board, it is very useful for your projects. Okay. So next, Arduino components. So the person who doesn't know Arduino, for that this is very important. Arduino. If you don't know anything about Arduino and you want to start your session, you require basic things. So basic things are, first, how to provide power supply. So you can provide power supply by 4 different ways. First is through USB. So you can give 5 volt through this USB port. Second, power in. You can connect adapter 7 to 12 volt adapter here. So when you connect adapter here in power in, this IC will give 5 volt supply. Then here V in. So you can connect V in 7 to 12 volt here, or you can connect 5 volt. So there are 4 ways to provide power supply. First is 5 volt from computer USB or 5 volt from this pin. Then 7 to 12 volt from power in or 7 to 12 volt from V in. So these are power supply source. Second, how many digital input output it has? So it has 14 digital input output. Pin number 0 to 13, these are digital input output. Then how many analog inputs are there? So it has 6 analog inputs, A0 to A5. So these are 6 analog inputs. Now we'll see these digital input outputs. Pin number 0 and 1 are serial communication, RX and TX. Pin number 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11 are PWM, pulse width modulation. PWM is used to control the speed of motor. It is used to control the brightness of LED. Now these are time multiplex, so you can use alternate functions also, PWM or digital input or output. These are only analog inputs. Next, reset pin. So this is reset pin. If you press this, your program will start from beginning. On this board there are 4 LEDs. So first LED is on. On means power supply indicator. Second, RX, TX. RX means receive, TX means transmit. Arduino is programmed through this USB cable, and for that this RX, TX are indicator. Then L means LED. This LED is connected to pin number 13. So when you purchase any Arduino board, you have to write one simple program, LED blinking. When you run that code, this LED should blink. If this LED blinks, then your board is okay, otherwise your board is faulty. So in today's session, we are writing the code to blink the LED. This is the main microcontroller Atmega 328 IC. So in Arduino board, microcontroller used is Atmega 328. So this is the brief introduction about Arduino board. I will repeat the introduction about Arduino board, what basic requirement you should know. So first, how to provide power supply. So power supply is given by USB or adapter. Second, how many digital input output pins it has? It has 13 digital, 0 to 13 digital input output means 14 digital input output. It has 6 analog inputs. IC is Atmega 328. There are 4 indicators: power on, transmit, receive and L, and there is one reset button. If you want detailed information, you can see this slide. In this slide, everything is explained. Each and every pin is explained. So this is our starting session, so we are not going to explain each and every point. Next, features. These are very important features for Arduino. First feature is microcontroller. Arduino uses Atmega 328 IC. So IC used, microcontroller used in Arduino is Atmega 328. Operating voltage, its operating voltage is 5 volt. Input voltage adapter recommended is 7 to 12 volt, but you can give maximum 6 to 20 volt. Digital input output pins, there are 14 digital input output pins. Out of that, 6 pins are PWM. Analog input pins, there are 6 analog input pins. DC current per input output 40 milliampere. This is main feature of Arduino. The per pin current is 40 milliamperes. So you can connect buzzer relay directly to Arduino without driver. DC current for 3.3 volt pin is 50 milliampere. Memory, program memory, flash memory is 32 kilobyte. RAM memory is 2 kilobyte and EEPROM memory is 1 kilobyte. Clock speed 16 megahertz. So microcontroller, Arduino microcontroller uses 16 megahertz. You cannot change the crystal. The crystal is fixed 16 megahertz. You cannot change the crystal. So crystal is 16 megahertz. Now we are starting our practical session. So before that, you can download Arduino from arduino.cc website. After downloading, you have to install it. Then connect your Arduino board to your computer via USB cable. When you connect anything to USB, it asks the driver. If it asks driver, you have to install the driver. Then open the Arduino software. Select your board, which board you are using, Arduino Uno, Arduino Nano, Arduino Mega, etc. Then select your serial port. When you connect USB cable to Arduino, one virtual serial port is generated. So you have to select that port. Then open Blink program and upload the program. So we are going to do this activity today and you can do the practice afterwards. So what we require is first Arduino Uno. So we have Arduino Uno. Second, computer, we have computer. Third, cable, so we are using cable. Then you can connect extra LED or extra adapter, because L means LED. Arduino board has onboard LED, so no need of LED, and you are giving power supply from USB, so no need to use adapter. So we are using only Arduino, USB cable and laptop. So these are the requirement for our first practical. If you don't have Arduino, in tomorrow's session I will explain how to use Proteus for Arduino. So without real hardware, you can use Proteus software to test your Arduino program. So in tomorrow's session we will see that. Now download and install Arduino software. So this is Arduino IDE, Arduino Integrated Development Environment. Next, configure the Arduino software for correct serial port. So when you connect Arduino board, one virtual serial port is generated. You have to select that serial port. Then select proper board. So from tools, board, you have to select Arduino board. The next step, open Blink Sketch. Sketch means program. So from example, you can open Blink program. It is ready-made program. No need to write the code. So this is my software. I will explain the software. First, this is your menu bar. So file, edit, sketch, etc. is in menu bar. These are button bar. So buttons are used to do the operate. Just click on the button, the operation will be done. This is editor. Editor is software used to edit the program. So here you have to write the code. Then status bar. Whatever status, compiling, loading, etc., that status is displayed here. And program notification area. Program notification area, here you will get the messages like done compiling, error in compiling, error in uploading. All messages are here. So this is the software. Now we are doing our first practical LED blinking, and for that you should know basic 3 instructions, 3 commands. So we'll start our 3 commands. First command is pin mode, pin, comma, input or output. Suppose I want to make pin number 13 as output. My instruction is pin mode 13, comma, output. Now see the instruction carefully. In this instruction, M is capital. Input output is capital. There is no space between pin and mode. So when next word starts, it is capital. If I want to make pin number 4 as input, my instruction will be pin mode 4, comma, input. So by using this instruction, you can make any pin input or output. So this instruction is very important for writing, for making any pin input or output. Next, digital write. In this write, W is capital. Digital write pin high or low. This instruction is very useful to make your output high or low. If I want to make it high, my instruction is digital write 13, high. If I want to make LED off, then my instruction is digital write 13, low. Then next is delay into bracket time millisecond. So delay 2500 means delay of 2.5 seconds. If I write delay into bracket 1000, then it is delay of 1 second. If you are using 16 megahertz crystal, then you are getting accurate delay. But if you change the crystal, you are not getting delay as per instruction. So crystal value 16 megahertz is fixed. So delay into bracket time millisecond. Then all these instructions are case sensitive, means in this M is capital, W is capital, input output is capital, high low is capital. So these are 3 instructions. By using these 3 instructions, we will write our first program. So programming is divided into 3 sections. First section is global initialization. So this is global initialization. Second section is setup, and third section is loop. Setup is run only once, and loop it is runs over and over again. So first is global initialization. So I am connecting LED at pin number 13. So pin number 13 is named as LED pin. So int LED pin equal to 13. So LED pin is connected to pin number 13 and the pin number 13 is named as LED pin. So this is my global initialization. Second, setup. White setup runs once when sketch starts. So whatever initialization is done, we have to write down here. For example, pin mode LED pin means 13 is output. Once you write pin mode LED pin output, the pin number 13 is initialized as output. Then while loop. So digital write LED pin high, so LED will become on. Delay 1000, wait for 1 second. Digital write LED pin low, so LED pin will become low, means LED is off, wait for 1 second. Repeat the things. So again LED is high, wait for 1 second, LED is low, wait for 1 second, again LED on, 1 second, LED off, 1 second. So this program will repeat until you turn off the system. So this is simple programming to test LED. This program is freely available in software. So in next we are learning how to load the program. So this is your code. Now next, this code is in C language. Microcontroller doesn't know C language, it knows only machine language. So you have to convert that C language into machine language, and for that you have to use compile. So compile, you have to click on compile. When you click on compile, it starts compiling, and if there is no error, it gives signal done compiling in white color. If there is error, it gives signal error in compiling in red color. So if you are getting red color message, then error in compiling. If you are getting white color message, then there is no problem. So compiling converts C language into machine language, but that language is not loaded, physically loaded into microcontroller. So we have to upload that code into microcontroller. So to upload that code, you have to click on upload. So click on upload, tools and upload. So when you click on upload, if it's successfully uploaded, then it gives message done uploading. Otherwise it gives message error in uploading. So if you're getting white color done uploading, no problem. If you're getting red color message error in uploading, again you have to do the process repeat. You have to repeat the process. After uploading, you have to observe the status of LED. So you can connect extra LED, or you can observe the status on board. If LED is blinking, then your program is okay, your Arduino board is okay. If LED is not blinking, then your Arduino board is faulty. So this is the theory regarding Arduino. So we are really physically doing this on real Arduino board, and for that first you have to open Arduino software. So from computer I will open this Arduino software. So this is my Arduino software. Right now we are observing two LEDs, green and yellow. Green LED is continuously on. This green LED is power supply indicator, and yellow LED is your pin number 13 LED, which is continuously on. I want to blink this on off. So for that, first you have to open the program. So click on file, example, basic. In basic you have to take blink. So blink. So blink program will open. So this is my blink program. This is your starting details. Who had to write the code like this. So this is my code. I will increase the font size. So I will increase the font size so it is visible. So this is a ready-made program. So white setup, initialize the pin. LED bulletin means pin number 13. LED bulletin high, wait for 1 second. LED bulletin low. So this is my code. Now our first step is click on tools, then select board. So we are using Arduino Uno board. Second step, we have to click on tools and you have to select proper serial port. So tools and port. So if you see COM port 3 Arduino Uno. So Arduino Uno is selected. Now we have to compile this. So click on this compile. So if you see compiling sketch, and this is the status where the process is given. So it is compiling. It is ready-made program, so there should not be any error. So compiling converts C language program into machine language, but it is not loaded into IC. So to load into IC, we have to click on upload. So we are compiling the program. Done compiling. So there is no error. The message is done compiling. Now we have to upload this program. So we have to click on upload. So I will upload this. So again it is compiling. After compiling it will upload, and if you see this yellow light, it is now on. So when it is successfully uploading, it should blink. See, this is blinking. Done uploading and LED is blinking. I want to blink it fast, so I have to reduce the delay. So I will make this delay as 100, and again I will upload the program. So again compiling and then uploading. So after uploading, this yellow LED should blink fastly because I had reduced the delay. So uploading the code, done uploading. See, LED is blinking fastly. So it is very easy. Just write the code and click on upload. Automatically your program is converted into machine language and it is uploaded. So no need to use extra programmer. So in Arduino it has inbuilt programmer, so it is very easy. So this is our today's session. In tomorrow's session we are interfacing sensors, we are interfacing motors, etc. In this total Arduino workshop we are conducting basic things are digital input output, serial input output, analog input output, LCD interfacing. If you learn these things, you can do anything on Arduino. So this is our today's session. So I thank you for watching this session. If you have any doubt, you can contact me on my email ID santosh.kamble@sakek.ac.in. Thank you.